向こうのホテルでそうか。ええからええから。グランドはどうや。いい店らしいで。
こりゃすごいね。東京でもこんなに派手な店は見たことないよ。
そりゃもうここが何はナンバーワンの店ですさかい。蒼天堀来てグランドへ寄らんやなんてタコなしのたこ焼きみたいなもんですわ。いや先生には遠路はるばるお越しいただいたんやから今日はたっぷり楽しんでもらわんと。ささ行きましょう。
でもさ、本当に大丈夫なの？こっちってこれもん多いって話じゃない。
そないなことありまへんて。もう先生何べん言うたら信じてくれはるんですか。
でも蒼天堀って言ったらあの近江連合のお膝元でしょ。町ごとヤクザの巣窟みたいなもんだろう。
まあ
ましてやこの手の店なんてもう、あそこの席、あれ絶対ヤクザだよ。やっぱり私帰るよ。
大丈夫ですってほんまに。物騒な店も確かにありますけどこの店に限っては絶対安心。折り紙付きです。あれは確かにヤーさんやけどこの店じゃおとなしゅうしてますよ。
妙にこの店の肩を持つね。
まあまあ細かい話は抜きにしてさまずは座って一杯やりましょうねえ。ほらさあ。
でもね、
こんばんは。失礼します。
失礼します。
いや、こんばんは。
どうです？女の子も粒揃いですやろ。このお方はな東京のでっかい会社のお偉いさんやで。ほら君らも顔売っとき。
やっぱり偉いさんなんや。なんか貫禄ある思た。
東京から来はったんですか？かっこええですね。こっちにはよう来はるんですか？
いや今回はたまたま出張でね。ここもこの人に無理やりね。
そうせやから君らがたっぷりサービスしてくれんと私の面目丸つぶれ。頼むで。
なんや責任重大やわ。
じゃあまずはお飲み物からやね。何いっちゃいます？
どれ？ほう、シャンパンで10万か。やっぱり結構するもんだね。
そしたらまずシャンパンいっときましょうか。
おいおい大丈夫か？10万だぞ。
大丈夫大丈夫。先生はもうお金のことなんて気にせんと存分に楽しんでください。シャンパンね。
ありがとうございます。でも一本でええんですか？
え？
せやね。東京の偉いさんもおるのに一本やと足りひんのとちゃいます？大阪の人間がケチや思われますよ。
ちょっと君ら。
なるほど、確かにその通りや。よっしゃ、ここは潔く一人一本いっとこか。
ほな4本やね。
お前らの分もかい。ねえわええわ、4本いっとれ。
さすが男前。
お願いします。
うまいな。もう一杯や。
にぎやかでいい店じゃないか。でも前にこっち来た時は全然知らなかったよ。
ああ、この店が有名になったんはつい最近なんですよ。
そうなのか。
ええ、少し前に支配人が変わって、そこから急に。
ふん、支配人くらいでそんなに変わるもんかね。
それが引き抜きから何から、ちょっと大声では言えんようなことまで随分派手にやったみたいで、箱のでかさだけが取り柄やったこの店をあっちゅう間にトップにのし上げてもうたんです。
ほう、随分なやり手みたいだね。
そう、うちの支配人、夜の世界では知らん人がおらんちゅうくらいの有名人なんですよ。
そうなのかい。そりゃいっぺんお目にかかってみたいもんだね。
ちょっともうええ加減にして。
こっちは金払っとんねやぞ。ちょっと触るくらいいいやろが。お前もまんざらやないんやろ。
なわけあるか。
ほら、ほら、ここや、ここ。
お客様、当店はお触り禁止です。どうかその辺で。
かわいやっちゃなもう。
お客はん、大概にせんと。
大概にせんかったら何やっちゃねんこれ。こっちは金払っとんねやぞ。ガタガタ抜かすね。
このボケ。
おいおい、全然大丈夫じゃないじゃないか。逃げよう。
ああ、この店で暴れるやなんて。まあ大丈夫、すぐ収まりますよ。
だからなんでそんなこと言い切れるんだ。
出てくるからですよ、彼が。
彼ってあの男か。ありゃただのケツ持ちだろ
お客様、本日はお越しいただきありがとうございます。
何やお前、ケツ持ちちゃうんか。
よく間違われます。ですが違います。
せやったらなんやねん悪い。
申し遅れました。私当店支配人の真島と申します。
お前が支配人やと。
あれが例の。
この店はヤクザが仕切っとんのかい。
お見苦しくて申し訳ございません。こう見えても堅気です。それよりもお客様、恐れ入りますが、当店でのお触りや暴力行為はどうかご遠慮願います。
気に食わんちゅうんやったら力ずくで来てみろや。その面こき落としけ。
そういうわけには参りません。お客様は神様ですから。
ほう、そらええ心がけやないか。 お前さんのその心構え気に入ったわ。こいつはおごりや。たーんと飲み。どうや、神様からのお恵みは。
ありがとうございます。私はこの酒を一度浴びるように飲んでみたかったのですが、おかげさまで夢が叶いました。
この野郎。どけよや。
お客様、重ねてお願い申し上げます。そろそろお引き取り願えませんでしょうか。もしこれ以上営業妨害されますと。
したら何やっちゃねえ。
しゃあないのう。ああ、一丁景気のやれや。そこまでお客様がお望みなら、この真島僭越ながらお相手いたしましょう。ただし私からは一切手出しはいたしません。何しろお客様は神様ですから。
まだそんなこと抜かすか。なめおって
さあ、ショータイムや。
Alright, hello, welcome back to the channel. We're here for episode 3 of our Yakuza 0 Let's Try and 100% It. So we're here with the GOAT, the absolute best character in this entire franchise, Goro Majima. So we're in chapter 3 finally, so we got into the good parts where we're playing as Majima, my favorite parts. So yeah, this should be a lot of fun. So we just gotta let him attack, just dodge. Come at, bro. Come on. Oh god, absolutely goated.
なんなんやお前は。くそー。この危ない。なめんなや。
危険ですのでこちらはお預かりいたします。
ありがとうございます、支配人。
さてこの野郎、
警察に突き出してやる。
お静かに。こちらのお客様はご覧の通り店内での違反行為を繰り返し、皆様へご迷惑をおかけしました。本来ならばこのまま警察へ出頭していただくべきだと存じます。ですがどうかそれはご容赦願えませんでしょうか。
なんでそんな。
こちらのお客様、このまま警察へ突き出されればこれまで築かれた社会的地位を失うことになりましょう。一時の気の迷いに対する報いとしてはあまりに酷ではないでしょうか。 そこでお客様に一つお願いがございます。
俺に？
はい。夜の世界の流儀として酒の席での失態は酒で注いでいただきたいのです。今日この場のお題すべてお客様がご馳走してはくださらないでしょうか。蒼天製薬営業本部長様ともなれば年間接待費は億を下らないはず。
あ、それ俺の。いつの間に。
お客様を犯罪者にしたくない。ですが他の皆様にも変わらずこの場を楽しんでいただきたい。すべてはこの私のわがままです。どうか私のわがままを聞き入れてはくださいませんでしょうか。
わかった。皆さんがそれで言うてくれるんならこの場のお題全部俺が持たせてもらう。それで許したってくれんやろか。
ありがとうございます。こちらのお客様はこうおっしゃってくださいました。皆様いかがでしょうか。ありがとうございます。皆様の寛大なお心遣いありがたく頂戴いたします。勇気あるご判断をなされたこちらのお客様にも拍手を。では引き続きどうぞお楽しみください。
あれがここの支配人。
はい。
なるほどな。この店がナンバーワンになった理由が分かった気がするよ。
彼を見るとみんなそう言います。キャバレーグランドの支配人真島五郎、蒼天堀の夜の帝王っちゅうやつですわ。
Not creepy at all.
支配人、先ほどはありがとうございました。いつもすみません。
風呂はどうや、落ち着いたか。
はい、あらかた元の通りに。ただで飲めると分かって注文がひっきりなしですよ。
そうか。あいつら怪我はい
え、突き飛ばされた小野のやつもこれといって。
マキちゃんにはボーナス弾んだれよ。父もまるで何もなしじゃモチベーションガタ打ちや。
はい、それは先んじて伝えておきました。
ならええわ。あの暴れてたドアホ一応見張っときや。名刺は押さえちゃるがとんずらこかんとも限らんからな。
そちらの方もすでに手配しています。
よっしゃ。スタッフは最近どんな塩梅や？
おおむね問題はないのですが。
なんやねん。
先月入ったかなえちゃんなんですけど、ちょっと他の子、特に桜子ちゃんとうまくいってないみたいで。
またその手の話かいな。女っちゅうのはほんまめんどくさいの。
私からも話はしてみたんですが、なかなか。
わかったわかった。俺からも話しとく。
すみません。お手数ですがお願いします。失礼します。
Alright, so now we're actually like really getting into the gameplay. Yeah, so you're here in chapter 3 with my favorite characters. So the Majima chapters are going to be my favorite ones because he's my favorite character. I just like check the settings out for a second because these graphics do not seem. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Settings, difficulty, graphics settings. Yeah. Okay, no, I guess I did everything. Auto. Yeah. Alright, yeah, so here we are. I can save the game. Actually, let me just save the game quick. That couldn't hurt. Let's just save quick. Because now we're like past the cutscene. No, is that something on the floor there? Hold on, turn around. Could have sworn I saw. Oh god, the camera's like so bad. Nope. Okay, I could have sworn I saw like one of those maybe phone cards or something on the floor, but I guess not. But yeah, so chapter 3, absolutely like yeah. In terms of topics of conversation for today, I guess I will not say. I said in the first two episodes I said that I was recording them pre-final match of the Premier League season, so I didn't know if Spurs got relegated or not. But because I got interrupted and had to do the Middlesbrough kick quest, which like as like a bit of insight, I guess, into the process of how I do things. Like the Jersey quests are usually pretty quick, just because like the NHL games, like I barely play any of the games, like if at all in some of them. But the kit quests take me like way longer to complete. It's like that Middlesbrough kit quest took me basically like exactly like a week, pretty much, to like basically like play through all of the play through all like the 3 seasons that ended up being and everything. So that's why like the time between like the start of that like episode 2 of this and then that, me doing all that, and now this, like Spurs are obviously now safe, thankfully. Thank God. Let's butter her up. That hag, damn, that's a little harsh. Alright, let's go more direct, let's go more direct, Goro. Boom, alright, there we go. See? You gotta bait the hook and then you gotta get him. Look at that Majima, absolute goat. Look at that, excellent work, Majima. But yeah, so now we're here in Spurs safety land, so I guess we can I can use this episode to go over my thoughts on kind of the season and stuff, and how we got there. So like, obviously, I think the first place to start would be Thomas Frank appointment, which was kind of initially against at first, and then kind of came around to it, like watching a lot of like videos of like him at Brentford doing stuff. I was like, all right, it's Thomas Frank. Like, it's not obviously gonna be not gonna be like as exciting potentially as Ange stuff, but it might be obviously then more secure at the back. Dang, 500,000 yen, that's a lot. Look at that, Majima is so generous. Look at that, absolutely nice guy. But yes, I was eventually, yeah, so I kind of came around to the Thomas Frank appointment, and I was like, alright, you know what? Can't be, like, it is, oh, we got a problem. Well, so yeah, I eventually came around on it, and then obviously that was like probably the biggest mistake that we made. Oh, this is gonna be an actual cutscene, I think.
Oi! まだ頼んだの来ねえのかよ。
あれです。どうしました？
なんでもあらへん。お楽しみのところ失礼いたします。
なんだ、やっと持ってきた？おう？あんたは艦隊の支配人さんじゃねえか。酒は人の金で飲むに限るよな、まったく。
お客様、ちょっとお話があるのですが、ご足労願えませんでしょうか。
なんだよ、人が気持ちよく飲んでんのに。
お時間は取らせません。どうか。
しょうがねえな。他ならぬ支配人さんのお願いだ。さて、ちょっくら行ってくるよ。
支配人。
この方は俺が相手する。お前は仕事に戻れ。
はい、わかりました。
さあ、参りましょう。
あいよ。繁盛してるじゃねえか。ついこの前まで閑古鳥が鳴いてたってのにな。変われば変わるもんだ。
何しに来たんや、佐賀。
そう邪険にすんなよ、真島ちゃん。ちょいとお前さんの働きぶりを確認しにな。これも仕事だ。まあ、ただで飲めるとは思ってなかったけどな。
来るならちっとは行儀をしてくれんか。客が減るっちゅう。
おお、そいつはすまなかったな。ついはしゃいじまったよ。聞いたよ。さっきもご活躍だったらしいじゃない。さすがは真島五郎。蒼天堀の夜の帝王だ。客との喧嘩を見せ物に仕立てて、ついでに飲み代まで取り上げちまうなんてよ。なかなか気が利いてるな。やっぱりお前、仇が向いてるって。自分でそうは思わねえの？
アホ抜かせ。誰がこんなこと好きでやるかっちゅうね。
そりゃお前、今の立場のありがたみってのが分かってねえよ。金も地位も名誉もある。ところや女だって随分寄ってくるだろ。 そんなことは望んでないってか。皮肉なもんだ。そんな誰もが羨む立場を得たお前だけがただ一人この町で別の何かを求めてる。はっ、幸せってやつはいちいち意地悪にできてるらしい。
Ain't that the truth?
今日は随分おしゃべりやないか。
しけた面のお前を見てたらなんとなくな。でもまあこの現状をお前が気に入らないのは当然だ。これはお前への罰なんだからな。楽しまれちゃ俺も島野の兄弟もちっと困る。
そろそろ本題に入ってくれまへんか。俺はいつになったら極道に戻れるんや。オーナー。
何度目だろうなそのセリフ。どうしてそんなに極道に戻りたいのかね。俺にはわからないよ。
あんたに分かってもらう必要はない。今月の売り上げや。この調子なら来月にはノルマの1億達成するで。
おお、そりゃすごい。
とぼけんな。達成したら島野の親父に俺が極道に戻れるよう口利きする。約束忘れてへんやろな。
さあ、そんな約束したっけかな。
この件で冗談は通じひんぞ。
ダメだ。あと5億稼げ。そうしたら口聞いてやるよ。
おのれ。
なんだ、殴らねえのか。まあやれるわけないけどな。そんなことしたらお前はあの暗い場所に逆戻りだ。それは嫌だろうからな。これがお前の戻りたがってる世界のやり方だよ。ヤクザがお前みたいな金づる簡単に手放すわけがないだろう。どうだ、やっぱり仇の方がいいんじゃないか。
上等や。5億やろうが何やろうがなんぼでも稼いだろ。極道に戻るためやったら俺は何でもやったるわ。
ほう、何でも。
ああ、そうや。
Should never say anything.
殺しでも。
Yep, there we go. It's like,
どうした。極道に戻れるとしたらお前は人殺せるの。
that's why you never say anything. Say almost anything. That's like the key. You gotta say almost anything.
冗談だよ。いや、意地悪言ってすまなかったな。極道ならいずれそういう山を踏むこともある。お前にそれが分かってるのかちょっと聞いてみたかっただけだから、引き続きよろしく頼むよ、支配人。あ、そうだ、一つ忘れてた。ここのホステスにノリコっているだろ
う。それがどないした。
そいつ明日から別の店でやらせることにしたから。即戦力が欲しくてさ。ノリコここのナンバーワンなんだろ。おあつらい向きかと思ってよ。本人にはもう伝えてあるからこっちの方がよろしくな。売り上げ落ちないように頑張るよ。なんせあと5億稼がなきゃなんねえんだからな。
Yep. We just got screwed. But we will figure a way out of it, because we are Majima-chan.
失礼します。支配人、今のりこちゃんから明日からよそに移るって電話が。
ああ、俺もさっき知ったわ。
ご存知でしたか。なんだってこんな急に。のりこちゃんがいなくなったら売り上げに相当響きますよ。
分かっとる。せやけどオーナー様のご決定や。どうしようもあらへん。
そうだったんですか。でもこれからどうすれば。
たく落ち込んどる暇もあらへんな。
I got poached the best from the competition.
よそでイケとるホステス言うたら誰や。
The Bayern Munich strategy.
よそですか。よその子でしたらそうですね。オデッセイののぞみちゃんがダントツでしょうね。オデッセイ自体がうちのライバルみたいなものですし。
そうか。じゃあ一丁行ってくるかの。
支配人どちらへ。
決まっとるやろ。望みをうちに引き抜く。
ライバル店のナンバーワンを引き抜くってさすがにまずくないですか。そもそもそんなことどうやって。
夜の世界は弱肉強食。ここでこけたらうちはあっちゅう間に崩れるで。やらなしゃあないんや。店の方は任せたで。
わかりました。どうかお気をつけて。
All right, let's go. Let's go. This is the fast. Yes, but yeah. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, so the Thomas Frank car initially against it at first, kind of ended up coming around to it. In the Super Cup performance, obviously we ended up losing on Pens to PSG, but I thought like the Super Cup performance, like in the general, was pretty decent. And we obviously got off to a decent start to the season. But then, if you kind of look at the window we had, like Javi and Kudus were like both definitely kind of solid signings and stuff, but. So we gotta go over to the Odyssey. Oh, that's Mr. Yep, it's the Mr. Shakedown, but the Silton Boy version. Look at this dude. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's another Sensei-chan, I think. Yeah.
Hi.
But it's the window. Because obviously, who else we brought? So we brought in Javi, we brought in Kudus. Jao Polinia on loan, Kolo Milani on loan. Is that like all our major incomings? Let's see, transfer market. There we go. Just trying to look. Oh, let me go back. Transfer 25, 26. Here we go. Komeki, yep. Alright, yeah, so looking at our, yeah, so we brought in but yeah, so we had, yeah, so I'm looking at it, okay. Yeah, so Jappy Kudus, yeah, Polinia, Kolo Milani. Takai, obviously, and then, yeah, so, like, all around, like, not a terrible window, but, like, we obviously, like, didn't necessarily replace, like, Sonny obviously left, so we didn't replace, like, him and, who was, like, obviously, like, our best player, and we didn't really replace him properly with, like, another goal threat up front. So the window coming in was, like, it was alright, but obviously didn't really fix the areas that we really needed fixing, as seems to be awfully happen all the time, but... Here we go, but yeah, we got the thug style. Nice little combat tutorial, yep. Is the eye poke attack, yep. Alright, let's let's try it. I'm messing up the combo. Wait. 1, 2. There we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, I hit him with a 3. Oopsie. But yeah, so the window, like, not bad, not great either. I mean, you guys off squeeze and start. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Damn, it's like 3/4 of his health. There we go. But yeah, so window not great, not bad either. And then season started off alright. And then I think obviously the second biggest thing besides the Frank hiring would probably be the Daniel Levy getting the boot thing, which seems to be very like an interesting thing. Like, 'cause there's still kind of information coming out, like about it and stuff. Or he seemingly like unceremoniously got the boot. Like obviously, like seemingly unexpected to him as well.
Soldier.
Alright, there we go. But yeah, obviously like the whole Matters getting injured in preseason, Decky kind of being injured and stuff. So we had like problems going into the season, even with the moves we made in the window and stuff. And then Frank Ball just kind of was just, yeah. So we gotta grab some intel first. So let me look at the map. Where are we? Zoom out this way. Yeah, okay. So window wasn't great, and then like Leave getting sacked, the boot wasn't great either, and then like Frank Ball kind of fell off the wheels, obviously, because let's just listen in. Matsu-san. But yeah, like obviously the window where the death knell came for Frank, I think, was the whole like Chelsea, Arsenal like thing, and we posted like 0.2 xg, like 0.02 xg or 0.2 xg in like both those matches. That was just like god awful. We got like pumped by like our two biggest rivals. So, but then like so I think most of by most fans by then were like, yeah, we kind of need to get rid of him. And if Lizzie was still in charge. Alright, so we got some intel there on the Odyssey, though, from our friend. Yes, we are ready to figure it out, but yeah, so those matches were the death knell, I think, for most fans. Like, because like obviously like we had gotten off to a decent start in terms of like stats. We were like what, third or whatever at some point in the season, but like the underlying numbers were like utterly terrible, and so. Like those like Chelsea and Arsenal games, we revealed that, and then like Frank was still around though until like the end of the January window for whatever god's forsaken reason, because Vinay and Lange were like just utterly incompetent fools. Oh, here we go. I guess another intel piece. Oh, yep. Alright, so we just got an impromptu job interview there. So we got another hot tip. So where on the map is it again? Oh yeah, it's bottom over there. So let's, I think, go back this way. But yeah, jeez, I keep getting interrupted and losing my train of thought. But yeah, so obviously those, then the January transfer window, Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Like, Conor Gallagher obviously like ended up under, which we'll get to at the end, under our third manager of the season, ended up working out not too bad. Well, that signing, I think, ultimately is going to be bad, mostly because, like, the whole, we basically broke the wage structure for him, and he's, like, not, like, that, like, elite player that I'd break the entire wage structure for. And then, we obviously brought in Souza as well, which was, like, not a bad thing, so we needed a left back for years. But he's obviously, like, a kid, so he's not, like, really going to be, like, which I think he actually, in the matches he did play, he did well, I think. But it's like he's gonna like really fix our all our problems. And then like Lange came out after the and then Kudos obviously got hurt during the window, which was like utter disaster. Especially considering we also sold Brennan to Crystal Palace, which honestly like in like isolation, like basically getting most of our money back for him. Considering Frank like hated his guts for some reason and never played him, like wasn't like a bad like thing. Which is the fact that we like sold him and then didn't replace him, especially after Kudos got hurt, which was like basically like another death knell for like why we like got into that relegation battle in the first place. So yeah, and then like the whole like Lange coming out the window, you know, the whole thing is you're not supposed to panic, you know, and that's like I think if there was a time to panic, like during the window, I think like the situation we were in, like called for panic, especially like, even the whole like firing Frank thing. Like we should have fired him before the oh, let's help this guy out. Let's intervene. Is that whole like West Ham and Burnley stretch we like lost and drew? Like if we had had like a different manager in at that point, we probably would have gotten like I would think slightly better, like probably better than a loss and a draw in those matches. It would have been probably perfectly fine. But we stuck with Frank. Those matches were terrible. And then, obviously, after Frank got sacked, came the Igor Tudor interregnum, which I honestly don't really blame on Igor Tudor at all. I blame mostly on the fact that Lange and Vina are incompetent, and they basically were like, we don't know who to oh, we got a collision point thing. Okay, that's like weird used contact lenses. It's an interesting gift item. But yeah, Igor, like so it's basically like a Paratici like had probably left his name in the desk drawer and they like named him there we go. There we go, look at that. So, the Odyssey definitely seems to be having some problems that we can exploit to our advantage. Alright, yes, we can poach this chip. Let's save. Now that we have all our intel, let's save. Again. So, you can never save too often, I say. But yeah, so the Igor Tudor thing, like, obviously was bad, and then we like kind of the convenient excuse of like unfortunately his dad dying like basically during one of our matches to sack him during the international break. But I also think like the whole thing is we had like brought Tudor in like right like before the January window, like and reinforced properly in the January window, he probably would have been a fine enough like interim. With that we brought him in, we were already like in a slide, like in a bad slide, like yeah, we're ready. So we got all our intel. Okay, I guess everyone knows it was him because he has the eye patch. I was like, why is he putting sunglasses on? But that explains it. But, yeah. So the Tudor thing, like, if we had started out with him, like, in January or something, like, I think we would have been fine.
お一人様ですか?
ああ。
すみません。ただいま満席でして、少々待っていただいても構いませんでしょうか。
かまへん、待つ。
ほんますみません。そしたらこちらでお待ちください。よろしければお飲み物もお持ちしますが。
ああ、そない気ぃつかんでええねん。のんびり待ちますわ。
Yeah, so let's investigate, I think. Yeah, so the tutor, yeah, so again, tutor should.
大変お待たせいたしました。1名様ご案内いたします。こちらへどうぞ。
Alright, let's. Before he does that, we have to. Or not. Yes, entering the table on hit was empty. But yeah, so your tutor, again, we should have brought him in like in January, probably would have worked out, but it ended up being a massive flop. And then we had the old Atletico Madrid debacle and stuff, which was bad, obviously. But then we brought in, we had to basically, like, in order to save our season, there we go. So I think we got all of them. But like, so I think there was like achievements. So I think we got all the thing we need to do to get this achievement. Hopefully.
Takako desu.
おお、こらえらいべっぴんさんが来たな。
おおきに。飲み物何飲まはります？
ほな、とりあえずシャンパン頼むわ。
はーい。こっちお願い。
Cannonball, hypnotic. So I couldn't read that. Superficial. I'm guessing that's what it says. I want to say beef eater. Oh man. Okay.
高子ちゃんは何が趣味な？
うちは最近スキーにハマってんねん。週末はいつもスキー場行って滑ってますわ。でね、新しいウェアがめっちゃ可愛いねん。誰か買うてくれへんかな。
Not subtle at all.
どうせ逆に貢いでもらうつもりなんやろ。
そんな優しいお客さんおらんもん。なあなあ、今ならうちにプレゼントするチャンスやで。
ああ、せや。サンタさんにでもお願いしや。ちゃんと靴下も用意しとかなあかんで。
もうお客さんいけずやわ。ええもん自分で買うから。
Okay, let's try this one.
今日はまたえらい混んどんな。毎日こない繁盛しとるんか？
まあ年末っちゅうこともありますけど、最近はみんな強制で同伴させられてるから、その分お客さんが多いんとちゃいます？
ほう、そうやったんか。けど、そない必死になって同伴させるほど景気悪そうには見えへんけどな。
単に意地張ってるだけですわ。
意地？
最近客の入りでグラウンドに負けっぱなしやさかい。今月は絶対に勝たな全員罰金とかむちゃくちゃ言わはりますねん。
That's a crazy business practice.
なんやそら。自分とこが儲かっとればそれでええやないか。なんでグラウンドが関係あんねん。
うちもそう思うんやけどな。支配人はそう思ってへんみたいで。正直なんぼ同伴したって常連さんも毎日何十万も使ってくれるわけとちゃうし、新規のお客さんを増やさへんと頭打ちなんよね。
ほう、なるほどな。
Alright, last option obviously was probably the
そ
best
れ
one,
に
but
してもこの店は可愛い子がぎょうさん揃っとるの。全部で何人くらいおるんや。
さあ100人くらいおるんとちゃうかな。
100, jeez.
今日は40人くらいや
That's
と
a
思い
lot
ま
of
すけど。
people.
ほんなら知らん子も多いんやろな。
せやな、週に一度しか来ん子とかもおるし、同じ席について初めて話したっちゅうケースもしょっちゅうです。
ほう、そない新顔がよう入ってくるんか。さすがに人気店はちゃうの。
ちゃいます。そんだけ辞める子が多いんです。
やめる？なんで？
うちは上下関係めっちゃ厳しいですし、ちょっとでも人気出そうな子が入るとすぐ上が潰しにかかるんですわ。
競争が激しいっちゅうことか。せやけどそない中でも人気ある子っちゅうんはほんまにすごい子なんやろな。
そうですね。ナンバーワンののぞみさんなんか毎日開店と同時に目当てのお客さんがひっきりなしに来てますわ。
Alright.
そののぞみっちゅう子はどんな子なんや？
のぞみさんですか？ほんまはお客さんに他の子のこと話したらあんまり良くないんやけど、まあ一言で言うと真面目な人ですわ。
真面目？
そのお客さんの中には銀行のお偉いさんとか政治家の先生とかも多いんですわ。せやからうちらそないな人と話し合わせるために新聞やニュースをいつもチェックしとけって店からうるさく言われてるんです。のぞみさんは特に真面目でやる気のある人やから、そういうお客さんから受けが良くて指名をたくさん稼いでいったんです。
名実ともにトップレディっちゅうわけやな。ほんなら人気が出んのも当然やな。
せやけどこの前若いお客さんが来た時は逆に全然話題についていかれへんくてめっちゃ面白かったですわ。今の内緒にしてな。うちがそないなこと言ってたのが他の子にバレたら大変なことになってしまうから。
安心しいや、誰にも言わへんって。可愛いとこがあるやないか、そののぞみちゃんも。
Alright, now we gotta go in for the kill here.
店ん中くらいサングラス外したらどうでっか。グランドの支配人はん。ようこそオデッセイへ。楽しまれてますか？
これは山形藩。オデッセイの試合に自らおいでになるとは恐縮やの。
すまんの。ちょっと外してもらえるか？お目当ては望みやな。
さすがはうちとためはる店の支配人や。話が早くて助かるわ。
あんたの方は随分と回りくどいやないか。こそこそ忍び込んで敵情視察。それがあんたのやり方か？そないなことせんでも望みに会いたきゃ呼びますせ。説得でも交渉でもしたらえ。
そないなことしてもトップのあんたがうんと言わなことは動かん。俺が説得しに来たんは望みやのうてあんたや、山形。
私を？
あんた今のオデッセイに危機感を覚えてて、どうにか変えようと焦っとるらしいじゃないか。
ほう、一体誰がそないなことを？
俺が見たところこの店確かに繁盛しとるが客層がおっさんに偏っとる。今はそれでもええが、今後もっと売り上げを伸ばそう思うなら客層を広げんことには頭打ちや。
うちは在籍100名を超える大箱ですせ。 客の好みにも幅広く答えられてんとちゃうか？
いや、この店のホステスはどれもおっさんが好きそうなタイプの女ばかり。若い男に受ける子が絶対的に不足してる。さらに言えば今いる客層も決して良くはない。金持ちのおっさんばかりのせいで高級なイメージがつきすぎてるんや。たまに若い客が来ても店の雰囲気に馴染めず、なかなか常連にはなってくれへんのとちゃうか？まだある。実は今オデッセイは深刻な女不足や。一人でも多くの新人が欲しいちゃうか？
根拠はあるんやろな。
俺が店に入った時、満席っちゅうことで入り口でチートばかり待たされた。せやけど中に入ったら空席が目についた。これは客全部を相手にできるほどのホステスが出勤してないっちゅうことやろ。その証拠に男3人に女2人っちゅうテーブルがあった。普通はマンツーマンが基本。場合によってはクレームが来てもおかしない。
よう見てはるな。
店内の教育もごっつー厳しいらしいじゃないか。ホステスのレベルを高く保てている反面、バイト気分の女の子はすぐ辞めてしまう。人数は確保したいが、そうは言ってもホステスの品質を下げるわけにもいかん。悩ましいところやな。
確かに今そういう悩みがあるのは事実ですわ。
ま、賢いあんたのことや。そんだけ言えば俺の腹は伝わったやろ。
なるほど。こちらの事情は全てお見通しってわけやな。
オデッセイのナンバーワンは望みや。けどその望みがおらんようになっても、今の客層を支えるホステスは十分揃っとる。ここにはホームランバッターは腐るほどおる。そろそろバントのできる選手が必要な時期なんとちゃうか？
それでうちの4番に対してあんたは何差し出すつもりや？
まずは手付けとして1000万。明日にでもうちの門に届けさせてもらうわ。それだけやない。今うちで教育しとる新人、若い客層を狙って育てとった連中や。いわば将来の一番バッターっちゅうとこが。そいつらから好きなの何人でも持っていけ。
真島藩、あんたが目つけた秘族をこっちによこすと？
ああ、そうこうし揃った将来間違いなしの連中やで。
ええんですか？敵に死を送るようなもんです。
こっちは当面の売り上げが欲しい。その代わりあんたんとこには将来の売り上げを保証する。別にそっちだけが得をする話でもないで。
なるほどな。あんたは顔に似合わず敵作らんとうまいことやる方法を知っとるらしい。これが真島五郎のやり方っちゅうわけか。
交渉成立ってことでええな。
ええでしょう。ただあんたんとことうちはライバルや。今日みたいなんはこれ限りにしてもらいましょうか。これからはうちも全力で勝ちに行かせてもらいますわ。覚悟はええな。
好きにせえや。さてと、ええ酒飲ませてもろうた。お勘定頼むわ。
勉強させてもらいましたからね。今日は私のおごりっちゅうことで。
そらごちそうさん。ほな。
本当ですか？
ああ、なんとか引き抜き成功や。
いつもどうやってそんな。
ま、いろいろあんねん。のぞみのシフトとか詳しいことは明日話すわ。
わかりました。お疲れ様です。
All right. Certain Bori Street. Let's get it. I think that's up. Yeah, that's up top. Alright, so let's go this way. But yes, the ego thing bad. Then in order to save us, we basically had to make a slight deal with the devil, as it were, and basically drop like the fat bag on Roberto De Zerbi, which obviously it worked out for us in the short term as we were saved from relegation and looked. I'd say like the football looked way better, obviously for the most part, than it had like pretty much the entire season under Frank and Tudor. Sorry about that. But obviously the whole thing with Zerbi, besides like in terms of the football he plays, Zerbi like right up my alley. And a lot of the stuff he says is also nice, decent, especially since he's come to Spurs. But the big problem is obviously is the whole Mason Greenwood situation, which obviously not a huge fan of, which is why I wouldn't ideally wouldn't want De Zerbi as manager of the club. Oh. But yeah, so that's why some of these videos I've had like the no De Zerbi hashtag on them, because that's why I recorded them stuff like during the time that him being appointed was potentially happening and stuff. So alright, here we go. I think the dude with the sword but I get his ass beat by the dude with like a rolling pin basically. Yep. Ouch. Yeah, my favorite style with the Majima style. About to get unlocked here. Come on, here we go. But yeah, so as far as some of those videos had like that hashtag on it, because I was like probably record them around the time that that was kind of he was initially here and like that kind of came out, and I was like obviously not a fan of it, still not really a fan of it, but like I'll give him a little bit of slack because he did save us some relegation stuff. But I do think that like we probably could have like avoided like hiring someone like that if like Lange and Vinay had acted earlier. So we'll see over time. Maybe he'll like win me more over with his actions and words like as we continue. But yeah, still not like a huge fan of him. But he did end up saving us. Obviously, as that we massively improved under him. Oh, there's our sensei again. Those rain boots.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Alright. This is why I love it. You can just like basically infinite combo people if you're like get good enough at it, and just absolutely Shrek them. So yeah, Slugger style is definitely my favorite Majima style. But so Zerb ended up saving our season. We like survived on the last day thanks to Polinia, thankfully, won me over massively because I was not a fan of his signing at the beginning of the season, but he definitely won me over.
Ah. Hi.
But yeah, so in terms of like the biggest problems I think going forward is the fact that like Lange needs to be out as director of sport, whatever, like basically equivalent to general manager. Like he needs to be out or demoted at least, or replaced with someone like more competent.
Hi.
Yeah, here we go. So that is a cool thing. You can like basically send people out to like get some dope weapons and stuff.
Hi.
But yeah, so Lange asked me out. Vinay also, low-key should be out. Because the statements they basically released at the end of the season is basically, oh, we're just going to throw Levy under the bus, which I can understand, because like, the club has been in decline for like basically 7 years under Levy's like leadership, but so now we ate, so I think we can just go home now, just like on the other side of the bridge, I think. Right, yeah. We might as well go down Sochimbori Street this way, I think, to get home. Oh. Here we go. Hello there. Alright. Yes, that's a good spot for us, but let's just see. Oh, looks like we gotta fight. Little boys, alright, let's get it done. Like, look, this style is just the best. Look at that, there we go. At least you double their money in one fight. Alright. this is weird. Here we go. Ah, I see. Alright, oddly specific, but okay there, lady. Alright, let's do it. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Let me write this shit down because I'm gonna forget if I don't. Okay. Oh, Chan. Alright. Majima. Alright. Let's do it. Let's see, these sub-stories are just fantastic, man. Alright, let's give this a shot. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, so next season, yeah, so get rid of Lange and Vinai. Like, if Enoch would sell, that would be nice, but that's not going to happen. So at least get rid of Lange and Vinai. Have a smart summer, which we already seem to be with the whole Senesi and Andy Robertson things. Andy Robertson one I don't mind, because he's basically like, if Udogi's fit, it shouldn't really matter at all. We have Souza as well, so the two of them can play a lot. So Robertson's basically just like the Ben Davies replacement. Alright, don't reveal that you're pretending to be my boyfriend and don't anger him, okay? Oh, my backstory. Alright, I gotta write this down. Hold on. Yep. Alright, hold on. Okay. 6 months? I'm a dentist? I don't know how many dentists were eye patch, but okay. And then drives and movies. And I like omelet rice, which honestly sounds pretty dope, not gonna lie. Alright, so I got this all written down, hopefully. And we shall see if I succeed here. But yes, Andy Robertson basically is a Ben Davis replacement who's like won a lot and should be a good leader in the locker room, so I don't mind that one at all. And the Senesi one basically like pretty decent. He was like really good for Bournemouth. We're getting him on a free basically Van Men's backup is excellent work. So I think those two signings are pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see, I guess, if that's actually like Lange being good. But if we can still replace him with someone else, I'd really like that. Let's try that one. Hey, here we go. We're doing good so far. Well, here I am in the flesh. This is just so funny, dog.
Huh?
I am a dentist with an eye patch, which makes like no sense. Okay. sat next to each other at a movie. There we go, come on, we're cooking here, we're cooking. She makes a great omelet rice. See, that's why they always have these, like, they're funny and they have these, like, wholesome moments in them, which is why, like, this game is fantastic. Oh, look at that. There's wholesome stuff here. Alright. Big success. Alright, there we go. Peace out. Jesus Christ, man. This game, man. Oh, God. Fucking hell, dog. Oh, this is too good. Majima, my dude, gosh, absolutely funny. Alright. Just look at here, some stories. Excellent stuff. Alright, let's continue back to our apartment. But yeah, so, oh, new video clip, okay. Thanks for letting me know, I guess. Let's go back here, across the bridge. Oh, here we go. We got to pick up a fight. Here we go. Hello, I'm gonna save you. Let's go. But Yeah, so we have a decent window, I think we should, with the Zerby as manager. Should, I think, at least probably be like a mid-table slot. I don't know if we're gonna like get back into Europe straight away. Boom, there we go. Alright, there we go. But yeah, if we use the window, we should be fine. But we do really need to get Flange, like really badly. So I sincerely hope we are able to do that. This is the way to our apartment. Oh, we're about to get stopped again. That is a fugly suit. Jeez Louise. The shirt the guy on the right's wearing, not bad.
オデッセイ望みの引き抜きなら山形と話はついとるで
支配人が納得しても俺らが納得するか売りによってうちのナンバーワンを引き抜くた度胸しとるやないか
Oh, we got to force them. Alright, here we go.
あんたお客様は神様や言うて客に土下座までするらしいやないか夜の帝王かなんか知らんが情けない話やでそんなに金が欲しいか
No, we do need 500 million yen, so a little bit.
客には通用しても俺らに土下座は通用せんでま、試しにやってみてもええけどな
お前らの言う通り
や
お客様は神様やうちの店に来た客になら土下座でもするし靴でも舐めたるわせやけど客やないなら話は別まして喧嘩売りに来たチンピラなんぞに俺が優しいと思うな
大層な口聞けんのも今のうちやカマンやってまえ
Alright, some goons. But yeah, so in terms of biggest needs for, I think, in terms of, like, after we kind of fix the Lange, Minai, Enoch problems, potentially, in terms of, like, actually building this, like, a squad so we can finish potentially mid-table next season. I think the, like, smartest thing to do is we definitely need, like, I don't think we can rely on, especially because Madsen just came back from a long injury, he's older, and Deki is like, who knows what's happening with him. We need to get some like more passing midfield, like midfielders like who can pass the ball efficiently and more attackers. Like our backline I think is pretty set. So it's supposed to be basically passing, like reconfigure the midfield a little bit and the attack. Especially I think left wing, we definitely need like a starting quality left winger.
お前ら仕返ししたかったら店に来いや客としてなら土下座でも何でもしたるわ好きにせただその後どうなるかは保証せんぞお客様は神様やからな
Alright, now let's go home. Into our sad little apartment. That ain't creepy at all. So let's do at least 3 dudes. Like, cause we had the guy with the cart, and then those 2 guys. Plus, alright, guy on the boat. Let's make it 4 dudes watching us. Yeah, there's the 4th one.
This は牢獄や。俺が塀の外に出られんのはいつなんやろな。兄弟。
Alright, so yeah, if you completed chapter 3, that was honestly like pretty short, I feel like, compared to the Kiryu chapters, but I'm still gonna try and keep it to like a episode a chapter. So it's gonna be the end of episode 3. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you will check out episode 4, which will be chapter 4, obviously, as well. But I think this will be an end of me talking for now, as we get to yeah, chapter 4. But I guess we can look at the yeah, here we go. We'll look at our results. So we got like 2.3 mil. That is worth 800,000 yen dolphin woodblock prints. And then yeah, let's save the game. Oh yeah, we got the climax battles, but yeah, so hopefully I'll see you in the next episode as well. Thank you.